The first thing I'd kind of like to hear you talk a little bit about is specifically what you think the significance of the FutureStates series is.
I think FutureStates definitely is an important initiative for me from an artist standpoint. One, filmmaking is sort of necessarily a costly endeavor, but you have to gather so many resources, and sometimes you would like to make films or make stories, tell stories that are issue-driven. And so it's interesting to have a grant that's specifically geared towards creating films that are targeted towards dealing with issues and that are a projection of the future, and that sort of try to get artists to present a case of how we can alter some of these things that we see rooted in society today that might proliferate. So I think it's a really important series because there's an issue at the heart of it.
And what do you think the significance is in general of forecasting the future?
By making a film about the future, you had to really take stock of what was going on right now. And so in the process of making the film, you begin to sort of try to come up with solutions right now to address these things that you're making this film about that are set in the future. So it was a really interesting concept. And it wasn't this thing of creating this sci-fi sort of film. It really was, looking in the present and then sort of figuring out a way to connect the dots between how we might get to a certain desired effect in the future.
The film specifically deals with issues of urban planning, unique to San Francisco, but in a very general sense, it's applicable to a lot of urban areas in the future. I'd be interested to hear you talk about what specifically about those social issues drew you to making a film about them.
Yeah, I think living here in San Francisco, the Remigration is set here in the city. I think undoubtedly it makes you really attuned to issues, as you said, of urban planning and the role urban planning is going to take in shaping the future. The one thing we wanted was for people to watch the movie, and even though it's set in the future, for them to realize, no, this is definitely San Francisco, and this really could happen. I think that's the whole point, or I'll say, for me, the whole point of the series is to have people watch these films and go, oh wow, that could happen.